What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Journey. So this one will be an interesting one. So we finished off the last video of the Gimme Golf Tournament series. I believe I was 5 down. I shot 2 over on the front 9. Lead was at 3 under. So in my mind at the start of this was like, okay, let's settle back in. Let's really try and do something crazy on this back. Shoot, maybe 4 or 5 under. And kind of wanted to see what we could do from there. So let's see what we can do. Getting started here with a drivable par 4. This was a good shot. Really kind of needed this one just for momentum's sake to get it kind of going. When it came off this 3-wood, I thought it was going to be unreal. And it was still pretty good, but, just crept through. Nice little pitch shot here. Relatively straightforward. I thought maybe I could putt it, or even that it was going to be in the circle already, but thankfully I was able to get that one in the circle and get it. Next hole we have a par 4. This one I think was a misread, to be honest. Because I wiped it a little bit, but it didn't. I don't think I wiped it that much. So then I had 265 yards in to a par 4, and hit probably one of the best 3-woods I've hit in a while. Flying it up the hill, getting it. I thought I almost put this thing in the circle. So that was massive for momentum because, just coming off a birdie, you don't really want to make a bogey and set yourself back. Another hole here, good 3-wood away. I believe this is par 5. I didn't want to be too aggressive on it. It felt like one where you could just kind of get 3-wood out there and have, sort of a mid-iron in, nothing too crazy. Obviously there, a little bit of adrenaline flowing, swinging a 3-wood 110 miles an hour. Was able to have 174 yards left in. Pretty decent golf shot. It came up a little bit short, but it also was one that I wasn't really trying to get super aggressive on. This one here was a tough one because I was very in between clubs, so I kind of just back-footed it and tried to kind of hook it in there and take some of the spin off. Thankfully, it does cover. Maybe not the best club choice if I mishit it at all. In hindsight, I could have just, walked away with it, but neither here nor there. We're feeling pretty decent at this point. We're 2 under on this side. Still, I believe, 2 down, but definitely trending the right direction. This drive was huge, shipping it down there and having another good look into another par 5. You can see me there really starting to feel the momentum. 177. Once again, with it being auto 2 putts, you're just kind of trying to hit the green. It's one of them where, my playing partner who was in the lead at the time had just hit it over the back. I'm assuming he's going to make birdie. He ends up not making birdie. So this just got a lot more interesting. I think I'm 1 down to him at this point because I'm 3 under on the back 9. 225-yard hole. This was just a sick 5-iron. I've been playing the draw all day, just stuck to it. Hit the green. That was massive. I unfortunately missed the tee shot, but stopped just for 1 second here. This was a really big turning point in the match, I believe, on this 17th hole. So, unfortunately, sometimes TrackMan will read heel cuts as a hook. And so my playing partner who I was playing with, great player, hit a heel cut and it hooked out of bounds. So, I'm standing on the 17th tee now with potentially being in the lead. Hit another nice 3-wood down there and had, just a 9-iron in, and I was like, all right, let's maybe get one more here coming in, but I was feeling pretty good about it, and it was really interesting to see kind of as the pressure was mounting how I was feeling and just seeing how I could handle that and just focusing on my breath and doing those different pieces. So jumping back in here, another really nice shot. At this point in the round, you're just trying to kind of keep hitting the greens, saving yourself from chipping. This driver on 18 was sick. A lot of adrenaline, 117 mile an hour club speed, 170 ball. It needed to carry a yard, and it does. And that was pretty electric. People there that were watching, everybody kind of knew what was going on. This one here, 83 yards. In all honesty, I was just trying to hit the green.
Oh, baby! Come on!
Got beyond it. If it spun back, great. This thing had so much freaking spin that it was, it was just sick. It was a cool moment. You could hear everybody there in the background. We probably had like 20 or 30 people around that were watching this thing. Thankfully, in the end, somehow ended up shooting 2 under and came back and we won. So that's a win. GTS Series #1. Don't ask me how. Just kind of stayed in it for as long as I could, and thankfully was able to shoot 4 under on the back nine and make one heck of a comeback. So we have another GTS Series coming up this upcoming weekend at Oakmont. So we'll be recording that one a little bit better quality moving forward. I'm going to try and figure out a way to screen record on that. So you guys will have that. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please leave them in the description down below. And thanks for joining the journey.